Hey, what's up guys? We're back again to play the most toxic deck in the history of Clash Royale. Using the Royal Chef Tower, we can level up our Pekkas and Goblin Giants to get to an absurd level of stats that opponents can't defend. With higher health and more damage, your opponent's defenses will be melting while they struggle to damage down your huge tank's health. We're on a mission to find out just how easy this toxic deck is by pushing Path of Legends on my main account. I heard it's pretty bad into cycle decks with Archer Queen and Royal Delivery, and of course Balloon. But the rest of the game seems to get steamrolled by over-leveled Evolved Goblin Giants and Pekkas, so we're gonna find out if it's worth playing. And by the end of the video, we'll find out if the deck is trash or treasure. This low-skill spam strategy is played by the rank 7 and 9 player in the world. It's time to level up our low-skill spam and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG, making this channel possible. Here we go! It's time to use the overpowered Pancake Tower to flatten our opponents. The strategy is pretty simple. When you end up having the Pancake bar full in the back, you want to have a Pekka or a Goblin Giant on the map at all points in time. Basically, the Pancake Tower, the Royal Chef, will always give an extra level to the highest health card that you have on the map. If a card is under 20% of its health, it cannot get the extra level. And when you guys are noticing something, you never want to get the level on top of Skeletons or Ice Spirit. It should always be on the Pekka and the Goblin Giants. You can get an Evolved Pekka or Goblin Giant on the map, and it's going to be level 16 or 17. That's where you wreck the opponent. Also, unfortunately, I do think that the Bomber is going to get the health. Oh no, it didn't! So, it will always spread the love, as the card says in the description. It will end up giving card levels to multiple cards if you have 2 on the map. So what I mean by that is if you end up having a level 15 and a level 16 card, it will level the level 15 card to level 16 instead of the 16 card to 17. So unfortunately, we ended up wasting a level, a very precious level there, with our Spear Goblin getting the Pancake. So hopefully we can make this work where our Pekka will get a level up here. I'm going to try to go and apply some pressure with it. Definitely want to go for a Fisherman, Rage, and Arrows. See how this goes. Looking at how this is going right now, I love it because the Fisherman is not going to be able to kill. The Pekka is going to get healed up. And it looks like we're able to Arrows as well and go for a Bomber. This is a really aggressive play, but level 16 Pekka is out to play. And yeah, she's having a field day. Look at that heal value. Holy. That's why this deck is unfair. That's why it's stupidly strong. And that's why the Pancake Tower needs a little bit of a nerf. Because level 15 Pekka would not have healed up that much and taken the tower out that capacity. So you always have to think how, why, for what reason did Clash Royale do that? And there really isn't a good reason for that decision on their end, to be honest. We're going to go in for an Arrows as well, just because I expected him to do some shenanigans there. And I did not want to get messed up real bad by the Firecracker staying alive. I'm going to get the Goblin Giant ahead of the Pekka, and then I can go for a Rage and possibly take out 2 towers here. If I'm able to snag the right side with the Goblins, oh my gosh, come on. He's got Arrows and he's going to have Delivery? Who runs that with Royal Recruits already? Man really hates losing to bait cards. What the heck? Alright, we're going to get Skeletons and Ice Spirit down here, and I think that's going to be fantastic because now I can go for a ginormous Goblin Giant and then get a Bomber down as well. All you got to do when the tower's at low range is get a Goblin Giant locked and loaded. So if you Rage on the cannon, and you get the Goblin Giant to kill the cannon quicker, the Goblin Giant will immediately retarget onto the tower and then seal the deal. So despite this guy having a pretty scary deck from the cycle department, we're still able to screw him over and finesse the win. Not even finesse, I think brute force is more so the way to go, but hey, we got 2 Pekkas on the map on the right side, so he was going to lose 2-0. After a remarkably easy start to the day, we've pushed up to 8,600 in the world. Alright, so we're already on to the next one. Bro's got Witch in the banner, and I feel like if you're playing Witch right now, you have to be running a Graveyard deck. If you're running some type of Witch Mega Knight Wallbreakers deck, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. So Bro is going to go in for an aggro play of cycling a Goblin Barrel here with an Ice Spirit. Likely going to be just a log bait shenanigans deck. I'm going to let the Fisherman level itself up, and then I'm going to force that extra elixir with that because it one-shots Goblins if you are unaware. It's a pretty cool interaction. I'm going to cycle my Pekka in the back because I want to get Pekka and Goblin Giant out of cycle right now so I can get the heal and the level advantage with my evolved Pekkas and Goblin Giants. And it basically is a heal because when you get leveled up, you gain extra health. So if you can get a level up in a really clutch position where your card's about to die, and then you have the evolved Pekka heal as well, and you have the Pancake Tower level up, which gives you extra health points, It's just an infinite amount of heal that will seal the deal in your favor. This Bomber might... Yes, it one-shots Ice Spirits now. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Bomber was so overpowered to the point that Clash Royale's like, hey, Bomber should not one-shot Fire Spirits and Ice Spirits. So you're in a spot where your Bomber, if it's regular level, can't do that. But if it is higher level than your opponent's cards, it breaks the fundamental rules of your opponent's defenses. Also, our Pekka was just stuck behind the tower and didn't even know what she was doing. So that was pretty derpy, not gonna lie. Anyway, we can fly through with skeletons and a Goblin Giant in front. The Goblin Giant works in a position where when it's half health, it starts to spawn goblins. So you really want that thing to get half health pretty freaking quick. I'm gonna go arrows here to kill the Dark Goblin and damage down the cannon and keep our evolved Pekka relatively healthy. Then I'm gonna throw down a Bomber because if he drops any bait cards, we want to make sure that we're able to finish those off. I don't think he's in a good spot to defend this, to be honest. I'm gonna rage up my unit so the Pekka can move faster and then create a disaster for this dude. Yep, level 16 with the Bomber and level 16 Pekka. As I was talking about before, you only get the level on one of the cards if you only have one card on the field. So if you don't want to get the leveling on the Bomber, you don't want to cycle the Bomber. It's going to steal the level from the Pekka. I'm sorry, Bomber. You just had to do that to secure the deal for us and take most of the game already. I mean, he's in a really bad spot. I wonder if he's going to have the brain rot of getting 3-crowned by this deck. Bro just gave up. He doesn't even want to play the game anymore. Oh my goodness. That's truly what this dirty deck does to your opponents. They see it and you seize the game because they just don't want to play. I don't blame them. It's like literally a nightmare reenacted in Clash Royale. It's the Grinch that steals Christmas, their opponent's happiness, and their towers. After winning the second game in a row, we've pushed up to 7,000 in the world. Here we go. We're matching into someone that finished 336 in the world, and apparently he's next to me. Well, sir, I don't care if you're next to me. I've got Pekka, and I also have Fisherman to pull you away or make you pay with the slashes of the Pekka. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get absurd value. I love cycling the Pekka directly on the pig that is getting targeted by the tower. If you guys noticed, now the Pekka is targeting the other pig that's not getting targeted by the tower. Basically, the Pekka will one-shot pigs if your tower's helping out, or it will two-shot, leaving the pig at very little health if you don't get the help from the aggressive tower help. So the tower needs to be targeting the pigs is what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, your Pekka is going to be pretty miserable. Anyway, this guy is going to have Archer Queen, Royal Hogs, Fast Cycle, and he's going to have the OP Cycle Clan, so probably going to be a Cycle enjoyer for sure. He's probably played this deck a lot. It is one of the best decks in the game. Wait, does the level 16 Ice Spirit kill the Queen? It did. I think without the level 16 Ice Spirit, we wouldn't have been able to take that out, so really cool for me. Cycling the Bomber here is a bit risky, but with the evolved Pekka, I think it could be a good play, so we'll see how it goes today. We're going to cycle Evo Pekka. I wonder if we can kill the Ice Spirit. This is a little bit sketchy, but if I throw down the Goblin Giant, he's going to go in for Royal Delivery 100%. Royal Delivery has to come down here. If it doesn't, I'd be shocked. Wait, the Goblin Giant got pushed closer to the tower. Oh my goodness. Yo, this is not good for our bro. That's crazy. Holy heck. Wow. So I guess if you stack up a Pekka and a Goblin Giant, you can push the Goblin Giant closer to the tower. The more you know. I might lose this game if this guy like outplays me or just plays really well with this deck. There is a possibility of losing to a top 300 player. But man, that's an awesome interaction that I just learned today. No matter if we win or lose, there's always a lot to learn, even with the lowest skill decks in the game. So doing that perfect positioning that we did with the Goblin Giant and the Pekka, I want to reenact that again. But I've realized if I continuously apply pressure into an Archer Queen, this type of interaction, even in the best possible case scenario, is going to be a losing battle. So we had a bad interaction last one. We didn't get any damage. So I'm going to adjust and do dual lane pressure. So then his Archer Queen can't be attacking both sides. I'm going to cycle the Bomber in the side that he's more likely to go in for his Royal Hogs in. We're going to get ready to plant a Pekka directly on the Queen. Let's see how this one goes. Should be pretty good, right? Nice. Pekka killed it. Now we can go for dual lane pressure with the Goblin Giant on the other side. We have Rage as well if we need it. I'm going to cycle the Fisherman first. Oh, okay, we're definitely raging with the Pekka. 100% want that Pekka on the tower. Level 16. Oh, come on. That was so close to ruining this guy's world. Anyway, you can go for a Bomber here, and you can go for another Pekka. I don't think this is like the best play in the world, but we want to keep up the pressure because he doesn't have cannon in cycle right now, and I might be able to go in for a Goblin Giant when he doesn't have cannon. We're going to spam it at 0 elixir. We literally have nothing left over. This is everything we own. If you get back to cannon, I'm going to be so sad. Okay, he did. But the Goblin Giant's on the tower. One of the Spear Goblins is on the tower. Let's freaking go. That's beautiful. And it's level 16, so it's going to force out even more elixir. We need an Ice Spirit here as well. The Archer Queen's just dead. And we can slow roll a Pekka in the back. So our strategy was to create chaos, and that definitely did work. I don't know if we're winning this game, because it seems like the overextension I made at the start kind of screwed me over a little bit. But if I can plant another Goblin Giant in the back and spam higher level cards, there's a chances of us winning the game increasing a lot higher too. So I'm going to go for the Fisherman. I go Bomber here. Then we can support the Pekka. I'm going to Ice Spirit again. I'm going to go in for another Pekka on the right side. It doesn't seem like he's able to defend this easily. Like, if we have Fisherman Goblin Giant and we just spam all of our stuff here, I don't know how the heck you're supposed to stop that. Are we going to gobble you up, bro? Look at that. We're back. We're so freaking back, boys. Let's go. All right, we just need to go Skeletons here. No. That's on my tower. Oh, no. Did I get outplayed? Oh, my goodness. Stop it, bro. All right, we're going to have to Rage. I Cycle Bomber here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to break through that because he just used Evolved Ice Spirit. Evolved Ice Spirit's going to cook me. Evolved Ice Spirit's going to cook me. No, don't do it. All right, game. We have it. This is our last push. This is our last parade. We need this to work now or never. If he Earthquake cycles me, I lose. We're trying to spam everything we own, but we're going to barely take the L. I don't think that the Bomber is going to reach the tower in time. Dang it. So if you match into a top 300 player in the world that plays pretty much perfectly, you got to make sure you do split lane pressure, and you'll be able to win if you don't take too much damage early on. So we figured out a couple things. Don't apply pressure in the same side when your opponent has Royal Delivery, Cannon, Archer Queen. It will shred all of your stuff. Dual lane pressure is the route to go, but we figured it out slightly too late. That's the cool thing about Clash Royale. Even though you don't win every single game, you get a blueprint from your losses and figure out what to do in future matches. So the next time I play into this Piggies deck, I probably won't be playing against a 300 player in the world, so it'll be easier. And since I have a game plan, the result will be entirely different. Match it into another ranked 700 player in the world. Looking at this guy's banner, he is a devious dude. So we're going to go and cycle a Goblin Giant in the back, maybe. Ooh, never mind. Wait, we are running it back. You guys remember how I lost against this? It's time for our freaking redemption arc right now. I'm going to go and cycle my Goblin Giant because I think it's going to be a bit more aggressive and it's going to be harder for him to defend. So we'll see if we can go in for an arrows on top of a cannon here and the skeletons and also the Royal Delivery. Maybe a Rage as well, just to add a little bit more chaos into the mix with a couple Spear Goblins that we have. Those lock onto the tower, that'd be nice. But they're going to die to the Cannoneer eventually, right? Dang. Okay. This is one of those moments where I unfortunately do get a level 16 Bomber. That thing just will not perform miracles for us. It's going to die. It is destined for doom and gloom. However, dual lane pressure is among us. So I can go in for a Pekka in the back, as far back as possible, and we'll see how well we can get. How many Pekkas can we cook up today? We're going to cycle one here. We're going to cycle Goblin Giant on the other side, and we definitely need to do dual lane pressure if we have any chance of winning. We probably want a Fisherman on the Archer Queen so we can maybe yoink it in. See if that goes well for us. But first, I'm going to go in for the Goblin Giant to distract our dude. Then I don't know if he's going to drop the Archer Queen ability fast enough. He does. Yeah, top 700 players are built different. They're just so good at the game. We're going to Rage up the Goblin Giant. The Pekka munches on the Archer Queen. The Goblin Giant's on the tower. Holy, we forced out an Evolved Ice Spirit. Wait, are we going to cook him? Are we going to cook him with like 3 Spear Goblins on the left side? The dual lane pressure. That's what I'm talking about, dudes. It's awesome. That's how you have to play Clash. And we had a level 17 Spear Goblin for 1 second. My editor is going to show that because that Spear Goblin, I mean, she put in work. She wasn't the best Spear Goblin in the world, but, you know, she made me proud. Recycle another Pekka here. Go Ice Spirit Skeletons. And unfortunately, we are going to get wrecked a little bit. But here's the thing. I can definitely go in for a Goblin Giant soon-ish. And with the Pekka at level 16 and getting healed up, because it overheals when it does damage to cards, that's going to be even more of a problem for our opponent. I can cycle a Fisherman on the Archer Queen again, and we'll see if we get him to drop another ability, and I think that that's exactly what will happen. And we can cycle another one here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to throw down another Goblin Giant with the Pekka being a problem for our opponent. Pekka's not going to die anytime soon. It's still alive. It's still out here. It's still being an never-ending menace. All right, we're going to go for arrows on the skeletons. I think, even if you do that, that's still not great for you. You have to defend everything with a log. Cool. All right. So we probably want to go for a Bomber here and expect them to go in for Royal Hogs. If not, we can go in for Skeletons, Goblin Giant again, and just fling all of our cheap cards here, so then we can eventually spell them down. The Spear Goblins are maybe going to lock them to the tower if we're lucky, If not, it's okay. We can just go rage, arrows, and then force out more elixir there. All right, cool. So I should be able to go Skeleton's Ice Spirit. Kill those without any real damage on our tower. And like a couple more cycles of arrows and I win, right? At least that's the way that I see this. I'm going to go arrows here. And then we're going to get our Royal Hogs counter with Bomber. Oh my gosh, there's no way. If we get Earthquake cycled, oh my gosh, it might happen. I think we're actually going to get Earthquake cycled here. Come on, Clash, don't do it to me like this. Don't you dare do it to me like this. You're going to be so freaking close. I'm going to have to go arrows here. And then I need to get, like, Spear Go. Yes! Yes! That matchup isn't easy. But you are able to win with dual lane pressure, and it worked out. So, you know what? We beat a ranked 700 player in the world with the matchup that we lost to right before this. And the bounce back is so real. Learning from losses completely paid off. And that's one of the best feelings in the game. Yo, dude's got balloon in the banner. Okay, I'm ready for it. Here we go. So our strategy right now is just to go for an Ice Spirit at the start and try to subtly cycle to our Pekka or Goblin Giant. I think it's a little bit risky if we're matching into air cards like Baby Dragon, but yeah, here we go. A lot of people have been asking, how do you beat balloon with this deck? Well, the strategy is you have to defend a lot less than you would think. You're not able to defend against this deck, so you shouldn't try to very frequently. I'm going to go in for a Fisherman here. I do think we're going to be able to go and pull that, and then we're going to go Ice Spirit on top of the rest of his stuff, and then maybe stop the Inferno Dragon with Skeletons. That's the best defense I could have done. I don't even know if it's going to be enough, but it's what we're able to do. Like, these mechanics that we hit down are really, really good. So I was able to pull a Lumberjack. I was able to kite the Inferno Dragon. I somehow didn't lose the tower. I played that pretty much perfect. Here's the thing. I'm going to throw down a Goblin Giant because we have the Pancake Tower to level it up right now. And we need to get damage when we can. So we're going to throw that down when we're up without the Inferno Dragon in cycle. And we're going to lock right onto the tower, load up a ton of damage, and force out a Baby Dragon and a Bowler. So he lost like half of his tower and spent 9 elixir, and we spent 6. So I like that a lot for us. Here's the thing. Pretty bad matchup. So I have to play a lot better than our opponent to win. Try to activate King Tower with this Bowler if I can. That'd be really cool. The Fisherman was too powerful and killed it. So not the way that we wanted to go down at all. All right, so if we do anything that's foolish, we're going to lose the game because he'll Inferno Dragon me. So I'm going to go in for the Fisherman on the other side, go in for a Rage with our Goblin Giant on the right. I don't think it's going to kill the entire Inferno Dragon, but it's going to put it in a spot where he can't 3-crown me. He's got a NATO as well, so I guess he was freaking out, expecting me to have Zap. They just don't have. Here's the thing. Inferno Dragon is now out of cycle, so I can plant a Pekka at the bridge. That's a strategy. Like, forcing out the Inferno Dragon and basically killing it was the way to have our maximum success. Now we can go for a Fisherman on a Bowler or a Lumberjack. And we have the Pekka at level 16, and he has no Inferno Dragon. He's going to lose his tower, guaranteed. I'm pretty confident he loses the tower here. Even if he freezes, I think it's probably the wrong play. And now he's going to have to go in for a Inferno Dragon on the right side. We're going to try to get, like, an Ice Spirit here. If we can, that would be huge. If it jumps onto the Inferno Dragon and the Goblin Giant stays alive, we might have just won the game. It didn't happen perfectly, but man, I played this so well. I really, really want to win this match. It's maybe possible. Just super tough, so. Gotta be honest with you guys, this is definitely the worst matchup we could have gotten in Clash. We're still trying our hardest. We're not going to give up just yet. We're going to Rage. We go Bomber. And then we're going to also try to go in for some other shenanigans here. Man, I think if we had just gotten a little bit more lucky and he had played slightly worse and maybe didn't go Balloon so early on, we could have won this match. I've beat Balloon about 50% of the time I've matched into it, but man, it is not an easy matchup. That's how you have to play it, and if your opponent isn't in the top 2,000 or 3,000 in the world, you'll likely win. So to answer the question, how good is the most toxic deck in the game? It's pretty broken. It just has a bad matchup here and there, and you can learn how to outplay the control decks with Cannon, Archer Queen, or Musketeer, and just do dual lane pressure to win those. If you match in a Balloon, you have to rely on your opponent's mistakes, but that's just one matchup. In all the other matchups in the game, you're going to get a matchup advantage, and you'll steamroll your opponents. So when you lose the Balloon games, just have to remember you're winning other games faster, and you'll be pushing up Clash Royale ladder by playing this deck, and you won't really have to think too much. Personally, I take the one bad matchup for a ton of good, fast, easy wins any day. Like the video and check out the pinned comment for a full-length video on the exact same deck on my main channel. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.